Oh, I'm here, everyone. What do I mean by that? Well, of course, I'm here at Angler's Paradise. Once more at Angler's Paradise. I come here every single year. People are often surprised to see me here when I'm here, but why? I mean, near enough all of my channel is Angler's Paradise, guys. Come on, I'm always here. I used to be here way more often. I used to come like 2 or 3 times a year, but it's a bit trickier for me to get here now. So once a year, maybe I'll sneak in a little bit extra here and there, but at least once, usually May, September sort of time. So if you're ever here, you might bump into me. And you may have noticed, but this video is slightly different. I'm not actually sat down by the lake talking to you. Well, it is going to be slightly different. Every single year I come here, since it's been happening, I take part in the Species Challenge, or whatever they call it here. But basically, it's to catch as many different species of fish as possible during the week when you're here. I think it only runs sort of during the peak seasons. And if you catch the most amount of species, you get a prize. Amazing. I did this last year and I came joint first, which I guess is, yeah, I won alongside someone else. We caught exactly the same fish. In fact, I helped them catch a gudgeon. Otherwise, if I hadn't have done, I'd have won that, wouldn't I? You know who you are if you're watching. But it was great. I love it. I really enjoy it because it gives you a chance to really explore the complex. I think so many people come here and just stick to one lake, But with something like this, it encourages you to move around and just find as many different species as possible. When I say species, however, there's different rules. There are different rules for everything, isn't there? Different competitions and stuff. And there are different rules here at Angler's Paradise. So, what is a species? Well, mirror carp, common carp, leather carp, they're all carp. They're king carp species, Cyprinus carpio. But here, the different carp are different species, or varieties, as I like to call them. I call them varieties or types, things like that. It makes it easier to understand. So, if I were to catch a mirror carp and a common carp, that counts as 2 different species. You see? It's easy. So if I catch a golden tench, and if I'm lucky enough to catch a blue tench, and if I'm lucky enough to catch a green tench, all 3, that's 3 different types of fish, or 3 different species, but 3 different types. I like to call them types. Oh, one last thing before we get out there and catch some tench, hopefully. This is actually going to be a long-running thing. It's not going to be like one of those my normal episodes, So it's going to be like part 1, maybe part 2. Who knows? Maybe part 3. Depends how good it goes. And it'll give you, hopefully, maybe, some idea of if you come here for a week at Angler's Paradise and want to give the Species Challenge a go, roughly what sort of week you'll be doing. And also, maybe give you some tips and some ideas as to where you might catch the different types of fish. My record last year was 15 species. So, I'm hoping to get 15 species. I'm not going to try and beat it, because I think that would be crazy. Although, how exciting would that be? Maybe I should... No, I think we'll stick to 15. I'll try and match it. The first lake I'm going to be trying out is the Tench Lake. Why not start with one of Angler's Paradise's most famous fish, the golden tench? Where better to get it but a lake shaped like a tench, an actual tench, dug perfectly into that shape. It's not the best conditions down here for float fishing, which is what I'm doing. Now I've got down here, there's quite a strong breeze blowing across the lake, sort of coming from this direction that way, and the water's very choppy, so I've tried to find a little area on the lake which isn't quite so choppy, and there aren't many. I've really wanted to fish a swim which is over the other side, and it's like a day at the beach over there. So I've come over here around the bottom of the Tench, and there's a nice big patch of lilies which is going to attract fish anyway, but also it's creating a little buffer so I can fish a little pocket of really still water just the other side of the lilies, and hopefully keep that float really, really sort of in position, right, exactly where I want it. Let's just get going, I suppose. I was going to say, well, I'm not quite sure what I'm doing, but I know precisely what I'm doing. I'm float fishing. I've fished this lakes loads of times. I'm going to get myself a golden tench. Fish number one. Of course I am. I mean, I should have just left the camera running because I can't describe to you how instant that was. A little bunch of maggots. And here we are with, guess what? I'll let you guess. You got time? It's time before I unhook the fish. You guessed it? Of course, a beautiful golden tench. Fish number one. Magnificent. How easy. Fantastic. Instant tench, easy as that. Maggots, hook, in the water, bam. I'm using maggots, as mentioned, but also some of these little tiny dot pellets that I like so much, just to get through some of the rudd. Now rudd, the golden rudd here, again, a really beautiful fish, is another species I'm after. But if I can get into the tench a little bit more on the Tench lake, well, that's the best, isn't it? Let's face it. So I could move on. I've caught a golden tench, but there could be some different species here, or at least different types. There could be some blue tench, there could be some green tench, there could be some goldfish, and there's certainly rudd, I've seen them on the surface. There could be some orf, who knows. So I'm going to keep going for the rest of the afternoon and see what else I can winkle out. Maybe get a few different types, a few more different species off the list, and I don't have to worry about it too much for the rest of the week. Right, are you going to calm down? No. No, Steve, I'm not going to calm down. There we are. Another chunky tench. You can see why I love Angler's Paradise, can't you? Look at that. Fish defies dreams, isn't it? The golden tench. Tench are amazing as they are, but the golden one. Just amazing. Love it. Right, let's pop you back. I'm covered in slime. Luckily I've remembered my towel today. Ugh. Let's get back to go. The problem I'm having actually, as well as all this wind, is keeping my line looking good. And by that I mean I'm catching such a quantity of these tench, but all their slime is building up on the line. Now that's no good because, well, first of all, that's snot and slime clinging to your line. It's going to make it pretty obvious that there's a line in the water, to the tench anyway. So I'm trying to get all of it off, and it's really not easy. It's sort of a matter of trying to ball it up and roll it off. But if nothing else, here's my hook length. There's my hook right there. If you can get it up to that bit of the hook length where you've tied the loops together, or looped the loops together, at least it's away from the fish, you know. The other problem I'm getting is on the surface there's a lot of like seeds and pollen, and it's all building up on the line, as you can see, which is making that obvious. So I'm trying to pluck that off best I can, and also, if not, move it up to the float out of the way. Try as I might, I can't get past the golden tench. And to be fair, this is a two-tone golden tench. The top half is golden tench, and the bottom half is blue tench. It's like gunfight at the OK Corral here at the minute. I think they're just trying to startle off a few unwanted ducks and geese. Anyway, let's pop this one back. As I say, it's fantastic catching these glorious tench. I'm really enjoying it. But should I move on? I don't know. I think it's probably a bit too late in the afternoon now, so I might as well just stick with it and enjoy the tench fishing. I could have done an entire tench fishing video, couldn't I? Rather than worrying about doing a species hunt or a variety hunt. But yeah, I'm enjoying it, and that is what Angler's Paradise is all about. How's that? What a tench. Fantastic. Good old Tench Lake. Another species. Yes, it's a golden rudd. It's actually got like a missing top fin, so you'll better recognise this out of the billions and billions of rudd here at Angler's Paradise on the Tench Lake. But there we are. Species for a list. Another one. I'm knackered of catching tench. Right, back you go. Oh, blimey. I've caught so many tench. The guys here must have netted this recently. They must have done. Because I used to catch lots of little tiddly ones, and you catch the odd big one here and there. But every single tench has been as big as the ones I've been showing you. It's magnificent. But where's the other ones? Where's the other tench? The blues and the greens. I've only got, I don't know, probably another half an hour to go. So it's all or nothing. Although I'm here all week, so I can come back if I need to. But I don't like to go backwards, I like to go forwards to more fish. And I've got some plans for the rest of the week. So we'll see how they unfold. You behave yourself. No. I said behave yourself. It's another species, guys. I've taken a break from all those tench. With a perch. What a gorgeously coloured perch as well. Bristling. It's nice to get a smaller fish, actually. My arm's starting to give in. I'm not used to this sort of fishing. There we are. Another species. Brilliant. The perch. Get your heads down. The perch. Oh dear. The perch are a relatively new species here to Angler's Paradise. They've been introduced to a lot of the lakes to try and reduce all the little teeny tiny fry fish which proliferate here. They just go absolutely mad down here in Devon, and there's tons and tons of them usually. And I must admit, I haven't seen many little fry buzzing around in the edges. I mean, not to worry, plenty will survive, and the ones that don't will feed up the perch bigger and bigger. Can't wait to come to Angler's Paradise one day and catch a 2, 3, 4 pound perch. Can you imagine? Anyway, another species. I'm happy. I can hear my first cuckoo of the year. Cuckoo in May, ooh-ah-ooh-ah-ray. My granny always takes a great delight in letting me know when she's heard the first cuckoo. So today is the day of the first cuckoo. And incidentally, as if by some mere chance, today is actually her birthday. So happy birthday, Granny. I heard a cuckoo on your birthday. If you happen to watch this, I don't think she watches this. It's something that I've never caught at Angler's Paradise before in all my years of coming here. Mainly because they've only just been stocked into a Tench lake. It is just an ordinary green tench, and it's extremely exciting to catch one. It's only a little one, of course, but here they'll soon grow, as we well know. Look at that. The ordinary even just glows in amongst all the bright orange and yellows and reds of all the fish here. Look at that. Another tench. And this one technically is the same species as a golden tench, but it's a different variety, and it counts as number 4. Always feels like a long walk back up, and yet it isn't really. The lakes are not far away. Just, I'm tired. It's been a long day. Been a very long day. Up early this morning, getting here, and catching all those fantastic tench. Oh, absolutely brilliant. Got myself a drink. Exactly what I needed. And hey, 4 species in. Well, 4 different types of fish anyway. But we're 4 in. We're nearly, well, we're not nearly there. We've got loads to go yet. It's only been like 3 hours worth of fishing. Not sure what I'm planning to do tomorrow. I think what I might do, because we have got some rain planned, I might see if I can catch some carp, maybe set into a little spot somewhere and just maybe get a bivvy over. Not sure, but I think we'll knock some carp off of the list and see how it goes. I'm going to speak to some other anglers, have a little wander around, see what other people are catching, see what lakes are doing well, see what lakes aren't doing well. And yeah, I think that's the plan. Anyway, I'm going to drink this, I'm going to go get some food, and then I'm going to go to bed and I'm going to go to sleep. So, I will see you tomorrow. Day 2 of the species hunt. We've got 4 species, types of fish. You know what I mean. But we're up to 4. This morning, I'm on the Easy Access Lake, the lake that is nearest to the villas. That's why it's called Easy Access, because it's easy to access. Anyway, there used to be a lot of catfish in this lake many years, well, not many, but a few years ago. But they've all been taken out. So this is really primarily a carp lake. Today, it would be great if I could catch a mirror carp and a common carp. Although, of course, mirrors and commons are the same species, they are different types of carp. So, it would be nice to get one of them. I don't want to spend a long time on here. Maybe just half a day, something like that, if I don't get anything for other lakes where I can catch carp from. But I haven't fished Easy Access for a little while. I thought I'd give it a go. It's a very beautiful lake. Actually, today it's very peaceful, apart from me yammering on. So, the rods are out. I've got sweet corn on this one. I've got a pellet on that one. I've popped them both in the margins, because it's easier for me to feed the bait in from the edges. And also, I think the fish will be patrolling around the edges of the margins. I've seen them moving around the edges. And of course, when you're carping, it's really just bait and wait. Keep your eyes on the water, see if you can see fish moving, and relax. That's what Angler's Paradise is all about, relaxing. There's a robin around here that it has no fear. I'm surprised it won't land on my hat halfway through the chatting if I sit still enough. Yes, so I've picked the very first swim on the easy access lake. It's a lovely open bit of water. They've closed down the 2 swims that are opposite me, so actually I've got this entire bay all to myself in front of me. It's beautiful. In fact, I'll swing the camera around and you can have a look. There we go, look at that. How's that for a nice bit of water and a nice bit of scenery? Got a couple of geese over here with some goslings. But on this rod, this one right here, I've actually cast it into the margins around here, despite the fact I've got this gorgeous bit of open water, because there have been fish moving around this edge here. They probably aren't now because I've chucked a load of bacon and disturbed it. But this rod's got a pellet on. It's actually got a little tipped with a little bit of sweet corn, but I've based up a little area just sort of there. I've got an island just here, but I'm actually just leaving that for the minute. The other rod I've got, again, right in the margins, just over here somewhere. Oh, hello, a moorhen. If I see any fish out in the middle, I do have some dog biscuits, so I can always pop a bait out of there and perhaps pick them off the surface. However, there are these guys, the little moorhens, there are the geese sat there waiting, and I have a feeling that as soon as anything goes on the surface, it's going to be all over Red Rover. Yeah, so left hand rod, pellet with a little bit of sweet corn, and actually the right hand rod has just sweet corn on. Do you know, I'm actually kind of hoping, because there are some in here, for a grass carp. I haven't caught a grass carp at Angler's Paradise for many a year. There's not as many grass carp here compared to the other carp, the king carp or the koi, and they tend to get sort of bullied out. So catching one can be a little bit, well, a little bit based on luck, if I'm honest. So hopefully I'm quite lucky today. We'll see how it goes. It's getting a bit chilly sat here waiting. The waiting game. Oh. Yeah, it's not as sunny today, that's for sure. Oh, that's better. Oh, well, it's been an hour, and I think it's about time I reel in the rods, check the baits, put them back out again, put some free offerings out there again, and just make sure everything's in tip-top condition. I was going to say, the only bleeping I've had has been on the right hand rod, and it just bleeped. So maybe I'll give it another 5 minutes before I bring it in. There we go. All looking good again. Cast into the right spot, baited in the right spot. Perfect. Couldn't be more perfect unless I did it myself. Which I did. Come on, fish. Rain, typical. To be fair, it was meant to rain today. Now I did say to myself that when it starts raining, I'll head back to the villa and do a rethink. Or maybe just take a bit of a rest and then do a rethink. And I think that's probably the best way forward. Especially as I didn't bring any waterproofs with me. I do have a shelter behind me, but if I was here all day, I'd put it up. I'm not here all day. Well, I'm at Angler's Paradise all day, but I'm not going to stay on this lake all day. So, I think that might be it. Rain stops play. Well, I'm not soaked through yet, so I'll give it another sort of 10 minutes. And we'll see if we can winkle a fish out. But that's how it is sometimes, that's fishing. It's not called catching, is it? But there's plenty of other lakes here to try out. Maybe the carp are just a bit out of sorts here. Maybe they were pressured yesterday, it was warm yesterday, and there were quite a few anglers on the lake yesterday. It's a bit cooler. Maybe the fish are getting ready to spawn. Haven't really seen much of that going on. Maybe one or two over by the islands, but I don't know, one of them days. No one else has caught anything either. It's not to say they won't, of course. But that's the beauty of Angler's Paradise. There's so many lakes to try that, you know, you could just keep moving around all day.